Now we got that part cleared. Episode 300. Let's have the debate that everyone else is having. The GOAT of GOATs. This is team GOATs. I don't, right? Tom, you can't compare time like individual sports. Serena, Tiger, that's different. I'm talking team sports. That being said, I think winning in team sports is more difficult than winning in individual sports because teams, you got to galvanize. It's the same thing I said about, with Tigers. Like, so Tiger's the best in the world, right? We already know that Tiger's the most skilled. We already know that he's the most driven. We already know he's the most mentally tough. He doesn't have to make teammates better. He doesn't have to incorporate his game to fit with their game. He doesn't have to work on game plans to make teams better. He doesn't have people booing him. Everything he does is set up for him to succeed. It's just a matter if his skill level and talent level is there to succeed. Same thing with Serena. They're great, but this is why I'm not having that conversation because it's different. Team sports is different. So his question is Tom Brady the GOAT of GOATs in team sports? And let me say this. It's always Michael Jordan. The fuck are we doing? Are y'all serious? It's always Jordan. Always Jordan. I know Tom Brady, 43 years old, won a Super Bowl. I just told you that and Serena Williams is the most impressive championships I've seen in my lifetime. But the GOATs of GOATs, it's always Michael Jordan. Always. Listen, call me a homer. I'm from Chicago. Call me a homer. Call me a homer. But I'm going to back it up, boo. I'm going to back up what I'm saying. Hear me out on this. There's two reasons why it's Jordan over Tom Brady. One, it's the sport that they play, right? It's just the sport that's played. The NBA has 5 players on the court. 5. They're on the court all the time. They play offense. They play defense. Tom Brady and the Patriots just smacked Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, they smacked them. And the time of possession that Tom Brady had was like 31 minutes. How do I know this? Because I bet Kansas City would win time of possession, which they always do. But the reason why, and Tom Brady was the MVP, but the reason why Tampa won that Super Bowl was because of their defense. You could tell me, oh, that shouldn't count. That shouldn't count. You can't factor those things in. But that's what we do all the time. Why do you think the quarterback is always the most valuable player? 9 times out of 10. Derrick Henry for the Tennessee Titans did something. There's only like one of 6 running backs. One of 6 running backs ever. And that's rushed for over 2,000 yards. Derrick Henry, Barry Sanders, Eric Dickerson, Chris Johnson, O.J. Simpson, Jamal Lewis. Is that correct? Is that the 6? Right? He led his team to the playoffs. He had 17 rushing touchdowns, and the Tennessee Titans defense was poor at best, sometimes awful. And he took that team to the playoffs, and he was just a footnote in the MVP race. It was Aaron Rodgers, and then they talked about maybe Josh Allen, and then even Patrick Mahomes got some love. And it was a footnote a footnote for him to be MVP. And the reason why that is because the quarterback is just valued more than a running back. That's what we do. That's the bars that we set. Yo, man, Derrick Henry was great, but Aaron Rodgers is just more important. And that's all I'm saying. The NBA superstar is just more important than the NFL quarterback. This isn't up for debate. Think about Jordan's last championship that he won. Jordan was Tom Brady, and Jordan was Malcolm Butler. And then Jordan was Jordan. That's how he won his last championship. He was Tom Brady, came down, got a bucket, scored. Then he was Malcolm Butler. Malcolm Butler, for those you don't know, is the one who got the interception when Russell Wilson threw that interception and he stepped in when Tom Brady was about to lose. Malcolm Butler got the interception. Jordan stripped Karl Malone when they was about to give the ball to the MVP of the league, one of the greatest power forwards ever, at home, up by 1, and he can seal the game possibly. And Jordan was like, I'll take that. So Jordan went Tom Brady, Malcolm Butler, and then he came down and went Michael Jordan. Right? So he did all of that. So that's reason number one. 38 of the 48 minutes, Jordan played like 42 minutes that game and won. Is just the weight of the NBA superstar is greater than a quarterback. That's just the way it is. I'm not trying to make shit up and tell you shit that's not there. He's just more important. And here's the second reason why. If I had $100, I'm not going to ask you because you're probably emotionally invested. You're already angry that if you're anti-Jordan at this point, you're probably angry that I'm giving you these inarguable facts. If you had $100, I had $100, and I had to bet Jordan in his prime, Brady in his prime. They both got their squads. You have $100. Where would you put that 100 at on who would win the championship? Hey, going into the season, Jordan in his prime, he got his squad. Brady in his prime, he got his squad. Here's $100. Who are you putting that $100 on to win the championship? That's a no-brainer. Terrific Tom is great. And he now has 7 championships to Jordan's 6. Tom Brady is 43, and he won his 7. Jordan retired. He was MVP of the All-Star game, Finals MVP, and just was like, I'm out. Deuces. Jordan in his prime is going to win the championship. Brady in his prime, probably going to get to the Super Bowl, probably going to get to the AFC Championship. But you cannot definitively tell me that Tom Brady, who's only repeated once as Super Bowl champion, is going to win a championship before Michael Jordan when both are in their prime and they both got their squads built around them. So if that's the case, why would I say that Tom Brady is a GOAT of GOATs when I know that when both players are in their prime and they got their teams built around them, one player is far more likely, and I'm not saying it's close, far more likely to win a championship than the other. and I'm supposed to say that dude is better than the other dude? Can't do it. Always Jordan, boo. Always Jordan, boo.